Okay, what the heck is up with that stupid formula with all the letters? Did we even really use that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't, although, maybe I did something wrong and that's why I didn't use it. But yeah, it got very confusing very fast.
It just seemed like there was a lot of crap in there that didn't go anywhere.
It started out pretty basic. Like, it started out with a basic idea, and then I feel like it just blew up super fast.
Yeah. I mean, I get the ideas and everything on there, but it seemed like there was so much more, I don't know, information that was not even utilized in anything, whether it was the quiz or the assignments or anything. It just didn't seem like, I don't know, I felt kind of pointless when I was reading half of it, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's going to come up later this week, because I mean, we do always have at the end of the week, the like quiz 12-2 and like the quiz on production and growth. Although usually that's the application activity part too. But like the production and growth quiz, it might have something to do with that, or it might come up in the Applia homework, would be my guess.
Yeah, I didn't really see it in the homework. So,
but I haven't looked at the Applia homework yet. So I mean, that's usually something I do after today.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the week, if I don't have time off, I just kind of take it as it comes, and I haven't gotten there yet. But
I've been just trying to cram because I've got too much stuff going on over the weekend, and I have one of my kids graduating college and a wedding, and then Father's Day. I had to have more stuff in earlier, but that's just this week. That's not every week.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, my days off change every single week. So every week it's like, okay, when am I getting things done this week? Like.
Oh, yes, I understand that. Well, and if I take a
night off. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I have like the one day off and I'm like, okay, I have to cram and do all of the homework for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday today.
Yeah. See, and I usually have Sundays off and at least half of Saturdays, but other than that, it's whatever I can cram in the evenings. So.
Yeah.
What, honey? What? Do you go outside? Hi. You're a goofball. Oh my gosh. I have a puppy that needs to go out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so I guess we'll wait another minute and see if Eduardo shows up. Otherwise, we'll just get started and maybe he'll pop in like last week.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad. It feels like everyone's just disappearing from our group. Like.
Oh, and I thought about that last week too, even for texting, because I don't know if he doesn't get the text, but Eduardo's not on there. Well, so you and I are really the only ones that are on that whole group.
Yeah, and I thought about trying to create a new group for like this week, but I just haven't had the time because I can't even find the email with the original numbers, so I have to like go and take your number out of the texts and then create a new group that way. And so I just haven't done it yet.
Understand.
But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, hopefully by next week I'll have it a little more sorted out. I mean, I did notice like when posting the recording of the group meeting, like there's one other group that only has 2 people. So I mean, just looking at it, it looks like quite a few people have actually dropped. But then there are other groups that still have all their people. So I don't know.
Oh,
I guess it's just luck of timing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, do we want to get started and we'll just go back if he pops in?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. So for number 1, I got D.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, I got C.
Yep.
Number 3, I got C.
Okay. Now that one I went back and forth on a few times and I ended up with B.
Which one was the other one? Were you going between B and C, or was there another one you were looking at?
Well, no, I was just trying to figure out what the heck they were meaning, because the part of the book that I thought it was kind of referencing, it said that it was like the United States, for instance, is now 4 times that in China and about 10 times that in India. So, and then if you related that to the freaking table that they used, most of it, there was only a couple of them that were, or a couple, or even just the one. Ooh. Well, it said to be the 10 times in India. And so I saw that less than 10 times. So the wording, maybe it was in the wording.
I was looking at too, because it's less than 10 times. And so I'm thinking if it's 10 times or more. And then plus it's Indonesia and Nigeria. So I feel like it's going to be a little less than India, if that makes sense. Or like it's going to be more times for Indonesia or Nigeria just because they're going to be slightly poorer than India.
Gotcha. So yeah, it didn't seem like, I mean, India was like the lowest or almost lowest. So
it didn't have Indonesia or Nigeria though, did it, on the chart?
Indonesia was on there, but not Nigeria.
Oh, weird. Okay. So yeah, it could be B then. I don't know. And that's hard because it goes back to like wording. I swear that they do it to trick us, and I hate that.
Yes. See, that's where, and I don't, maybe it's just my brain this week just didn't want to wrap around any of this, but it just, I was frustrated too many times.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Well, oh, hold on. Okay, that would make a lot more sense though, because Indonesia on there is still one of the lower ones, and if they were, I mean, India is definitely one of the lowers, and that was really close. So if they were at 10 times, it would have to be more than that. No, wait a minute. I see, I reversed that again. If we're judging from the lowest and that being 10 times, I didn't think that there would be anything lower that would go more than 10 times. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So India would basically be the lowest, and it was 10 times.
Yeah, there was only one lower. Bangladesh was the only one lower than India. So if the U.S. was 10 times more than that, that's why I'm thinking it was less than 10. But
okay, so it could
Nigeria is not on there. So how are we supposed to know this info?
Yeah, and sometimes I swear they just want us to guess and then hope that we get it right. I don't know. It kills me.
Yes.
Okay, so it could be B then. So we'll probably just go with B because that makes sense. But I mean, we have no direct way of knowing until we answer and find out.
This is true.
All right. 4, I got C.
Yes.
Okay. 5, I got C.
Okay, now how did you come up with that?
Let me see if I can remember how I came up with that.
Because every chart that they gave us, most of their growth rates were, well, especially even one of the first ones. I mean, even in the highest one was about the 2.5. So I wasn't quite sure. I mean, that's just their growth rate. So Were they really talking about the growth rate, or were they talking about the real GDP for this answer?
Well, and it says growth rates, and I swear I found it somewhere, but I mean, if I could remember, that would be awesome. You know, it's one of those things like I saw it, but where did I see it?
Gotcha.
Oh, let me see. Was it in the PowerPoint? I don't think it was. Because usually I get a lot out of the PowerPoint, honestly. Like
I
I do the
usually
other reading and stuff too, but usually the PowerPoint is super helpful, especially for this, you know?
I usually do too, until this week. I just felt really let down by the freaking PowerPoint. Like there was so much in there that we didn't utilize.
Yeah, and a lot of equation.
Yeah. Okay, well, this one I had no clue because I wanted to think that they were talking about the actual real GDP instead of like the growth rate.
Yeah, but it does specifically say growth rate, but then again, with our class, who knows?
But yeah, then it goes to the real income per person.
And growth rate and GDP can be very closely related for some things. It just depends, you know, it's
On their context.
mm-hmm. Sometimes they're basically said as the same thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean they are, you know, like it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no idea
I
where I
mean,
saw
I'll
that.
go with you on the 2.5. I'm okay with it. I didn't know. I couldn't find the stupid thing.
I
I have
mean,
a couple
again,
of them.
I could honestly be wrong because that does happen to me quite often. I could have sworn that I saw it somewhere. Like I read it when I was studying, and that's why I chose it, but I don't know where I saw it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm like finding the answers to other questions that we haven't gotten to yet, but I can't find the answer to that one. So, okay, well, yeah. If I can find it, I'll let you know where I found it.
Okay, that works too.
I'll look later and see if I can figure out where I put it. Or, I mean, if we get it wrong on the quiz, then I'll be like, I definitely don't know, and you should not listen to me.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Okay. 6, I got D.
Okay, I got 12. I got A.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 10% difference. Okay.
Because, and I think what I did was the real GDP to raise it from 500 billion to 561 billion was a 12% increase.
Okay, but you have to account in the population change too. Because that's the thing. It would be a 12% increase if it was just the amount. But when you're looking at a population increase as well, then it affects the actual equation of GDP. So you basically have to take in, I mean, I think this goes back to all the lovely formulas in the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
You basically have to take that into account because as that GDP grew, so did the population, which
Okay.
or as the as the GDP grew. So it actually means that the growth rate of real GDP per person is lower than just in general because the population grew with it.
Okay. So how, I mean, oh, maybe I just need to go back over. You know, sometimes the videos also kind of explain some of this. None of the videos went over the
Well, then,
calculating
like, let me get
either.
my
So
calculator and see if I can remember how I solved this because I know that I like took into account the growth rate of the population and everything when I figured it out, but I don't remember how I did it particularly. You know, it's one of those things.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I swear I used one of the equations from the PowerPoint because they were important, you know, somehow, but I can't remember. Let me look and see if I can figure out which one I used and what PowerPoint slide it's on so I can at least tell you that. Looking for I don't know, and I think I might have.
See, when the population came into there, I mean, I know that like the formula that talks about the capital and resources and those parts of it. So I didn't think it utilized the population in any of those, because how do you figure out how the population is their physical capital or their human capital?
So if you're looking at slide 9, it talks about like the real GDP equals the quantity of output produced
Yep.
divided by the quantity of labor. So basically the output per worker is the quantity produced divided by the quantity of people. So I think theoretically it was 561 divided by 2.2. Like 561 billion divided by 2.2, and then 500 billion divided by 2 million, and then you can figure out the growth rate. I'm pretty sure that that's how I did it.
Okay. Because I wasn't even thinking of L being, I mean, it's productivity. I wasn't relating that to.
You see, I'm just looking like quantity of labor, and then it's like output per worker. So in that question, it says, what's the growth rate of real GDP per person during the year? So I know I need to account for per person, like that population, in the GDP. And I think that that's the one I used to figure it out, because I know I was looking for those two inputs to be used, basically.
Gotcha.
And I think that that's the one I used, but I'd have to do all the math to be sure if that's the one I used or not, because I am not the best memory capsule right now.
Okay.
Let's see if I can figure out how I got it with just mini math. Alex, how many zeros are in a billion?
Oh, 9.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, because I think now I'm getting 10% if I'm using that equation right, which no, I'm getting a little bit less than 10%. How? But not 4%. So I don't know what I did. Capital per worker. Capital per worker. Well, and a lot of these equations are basically doing the same thing, just with different letters, which drives me nuts.
Well, yeah, trying to remember which letter was what.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at the one that I was just trying to use, and it's Y and L. But then K and L do the exact same thing. It's just that K means something different. So exactly. And then in this equation, L means something slightly different. Like, it's just driving me nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm like human capital, H and L. Like it's just
Yeah.
that they
Well,
all have it the same way. You divide it by L.
and see, most of the formula, I wasn't even really relating it to this one at all, just because it was just talking about the production and how to get to that. So
Slide 16.
I never, well, all of them,
Oh man, yeah.
because it's all part of the physical capital, human capital, natural resources, and whatnot is all part of your productivity.
Yeah, they all come into the production function, bleh, formula, whatever.
That thing.
Maybe I was.
Well, what if we're really overthinking this? Okay, I was just looking at the growth or the real GDP when I got that 12%. But so if that 61 billion is what the gain is, and you're only gaining a 0.2 of population.
Yeah, 0.2 million.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's not right. No clue. Never mind. Like, how do you relate the 61 billion to the 0.2? The increases.
I'm over here, like, I even, like, Googled it because I couldn't figure out how to type into this stupid calculator. Like, the zeros are just driving me nuts right now. And it's literally, like, 305,000. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
I did not sign up for a math class, darn it.
Like, I'm really just struggling tonight, and I know that I did this earlier today, and I know that I somehow got an answer, so I know that I should be able to at least get one of these answers. Like, and usually the options are at least, like, you can somehow get it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know for this one.
Well, see, and maybe that's why I stuck with the 12, because if you divide the 500 by the 561, that gives you your 12% increase just on the GDP. But it's not considering the population. So it was the first answer. It worked. I went with it. I didn't go any further than that because I didn't want. I don't know. We can totally move on because I don't understand.
Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts though. Seeing the increase in population is a 9.09% increase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess on the quiz, and if I get it right, then that's amazing because at some point in the day I figured it out.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
and then I'll have to go back and figure out how I figured it out when I'm less tired.
That's a good point.
Okay. Number 7. What did you get?
Well, hang on a sec. I just had an email pop up from Eduardo.
Oh,
He just says meeting today. Dear the meeting. Oh, he's so cute.
Now? I will reply. Okay. He'll probably pop on then. Maybe he'll know how to do number 6.
There you go.
We'll be like, okay, this is of vital importance. Tell us how to do number 6.
No kidding. Help.
We'll probably just wait a second and see if he pops on, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Because I mean, I kind of figure if he figures out that it's now, then he will
Yeah.
hopefully join us.
Gotcha.
And then we can go back and we'll just go from the beginning. We don't know that much anyways.
I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm gonna go check on my pup real quick.
Yeah, that's fair. See if I can resend the link. That should help. That's driving me nuts though. I'm gonna want to figure out how I figured that out.
Come on, Mamas. Molly. Come on. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. You know, especially puppies are a handful.
She's not really a puppy. She's how old are you? Heifer 9? She's a 9 golden retriever, but she had surgery, emergency surgery Sunday. So
Oh, poor baby.
and we do not know what happened to her either. She ended up with a wound on her back, and it was like a jagged rip. So
Ooh.
yeah, it was not pretty. They ended up having to trim away a lot of her skin and stuff and tighten it up. So she's not in a good place.
Oh, poor baby. Yeah, and that's rough because especially if you don't even know what caused it. I mean,
We searched our entire property. We don't know any fence that she got into or anyway, it was not a good thing.
and I mean, honestly, it might have even been another animal and that's gone now, you know, like you never know.
Yeah.
Right. I think, has Eduardo joined us? He has. Hello, Eduardo. It says he's on.
Mama, you get a workout. Come here. Good girl. I'm tired, baby. Time for your peanuts. Oh.
Eduardo, are you with us?
No, honey. You're fine. You're fine. We'll go to bed in a little bit. You lay down? Good girl. Nope, you're okay. Lay down.
Well, I guess we could keep going for now. And we'll see if he...
Okay, I was trying to connect again. I wonder if his audio wasn't working.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because, yeah, it shows him on, but I mean...
Hi.
Oh, hello. Okay, you're here. So we'll start at the beginning. For number 1, we got D.
Okay. D.
2, we got C.
C.
3, we either got B or C. That's one we were looking at. We're thinking it might be B, but we're not sure. What did you get?
I prefer C.
Okay, how did you get C? Were you looking at the charts?
It's a in a boot is 35 years.
Okay, yeah, because we were looking in the book and we were just comparing. There were some places where it said like India was 10 times. So we weren't sure if they would be more than 10 times.
Compared with this country, okay.
Yeah.
What do you say, Susan?
Okay, so it would be C then? Okay. For 4 we got C too. Did you get
Okay.
that? For 5 we were thinking C. Did you get that as well?
10 times. Okay.
For number 5?
Number 5, C.
Yeah. You got D?
Number 5,
Yeah.
C.
Okay, I got C too.
Okay.
Number 6, what did you get?
D.
Could you tell us how you got that? Because we both got different answers from each other.
Okay. What is your answer?
I think Suzanne got A for that one, and I got D. But we were looking at how to take the population into effect because she got A because she was just looking at the GDP and wasn't taking into account the growth of the population.
Okay. Your all reason. Okay. Number 7,
7, I got D.
D.
Okay. 8, I got C.
Okay.
9, I got A.
A. Yes.
10, I got A.
10 is A.
Yeah.
Okay.
11, I got D.
D. All
And
is
Suzanne, feel free to tell me if you didn't get the same for these.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm green.
Okay. 12, I got B.
It's okay for me.
Okay. 13, I got B.
B or C?
B,
Uh,
as in boy, the second one. 13.
I see C.
So flipping it around.
Susan.
So I,
Okay, so what did you get, Suzanne, for number 13?
well, I only got half of it. I was going with it's either C or D with the lower productivity, but I wasn't sure on the real GDP.
So it's probably C then. I probably just, switched them in my head.
Okay.
14, I got C.
Yeah.
Okay.
15, I got D.
Good. Good.
16, I got D.
Okay.
What did you guys get for 17?
B.
And how about you, Suzanne?
I have D. So is that B or D?
B.
For 17. See, and I got confused with this one. I'm thinking it might be B.
Yeah. it didn't really, like, the book answered it as the first part where it like moves towards the long run. In other words, meaning in the short run. And the book answered that part. So I'm assuming not in the long run, just because those terms are usually used as counters.
Okay,
But
so
it didn't really spell it all out like that.
so B would probably be about right then if it's when it's moving towards the long one, but not the long run.
Yeah.
Okay. 18, I got B.
Okay.
What did you guys get for 19?
D.
V.
Okay. And then 20, I got A.
A.
Yep.
All right. Are there any that we wanted to go over as a group or anything? I know we had a bit of questions on a couple of them, but was there a specific one that either of you wanted to go over?
Yeah, 6 was the only one that I was struggling with, but I'm totally beyond. We don't have to deal with that.
Okay.
Oh, Mama.
All right. Then same time next week.
That'll work for me.
All right.
It's
I
okay.
will make sure
It's
to
okay.
post the recording, and I will see you guys next week.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.